Welcome to Hate to Weight, where two lifelong dieters talk about their current struggles with weight loss. Diets, we've tried them all. We are not doctors. We don't play them on TV or on this podcast. Join our journey because we're all in this together.
So, Emily, anything new this week with you? It's business as usual? Anything happening?
I just realized that coronavirus took our slogan. Everybody's talking about we're all in this together. No, we were all dieting together.
You know what? Let's call up our lawyer and get them a cease and desist letter out to the coronavirus. Let's sue the coronavirus.
We should sue the coronavirus.
I want some coronavirus money.
Oh, how dare they? How dare everybody try to chip in and
steal
steal. That's not the togetherness we were talking about.
No, it was not.
Oh, hello, John. How are you this week?
You know what? I'm settling in. There was a lot of anxiety last week and trying to, because for me, I'm in that. There's an article out that says stay home boomers, and it's all these millennials trying to get their parents to stay home.
You were right last week. If everybody heard John last week, he was hunkering down, and even I was the skeptical one in that show when I listened back. John knew all along.
And so they're trying to tell their parents to stay in the house, and they're like, it's like the flu. And I'm thinking to myself, you know what? I understand these are your parents and everything, but I think this is where we get rid of the stupid people. To be quite honest with you, the people that are too stupid to take heed, and this is where the survival instincts kick in. So that being said, there's a lot of things that I relied on. They went away. Online ordering of groceries, that's gone. You can't order online because they don't even know what they have day to day. Everything's out the window. And then for me, it's how much do I order? And then if I order too much, then it starts to go bad, which happened this week. Then I got to eat it before it goes bad. That's not a good thing, right? Am I going to let, a pound of roast beef go bad? I am not.
Yeah.
And then, chicken, I made chicken. And then, so I made all this food and I'm like, shit, I got to eat this now.
Yeah. So here we are. We're finally cooking at home like we've been talking about doing for the entire duration of this podcast. And, it sucks just as much as we thought it would.
It does. And, and then there's other things that I did. Like I ordered 2 pizzas and I put one in, I wrapped them up. I put one in the refrigerator, one in the freezer. So I got pizza, there's carbs that I'm not normally eating now. And you know what happens when I eat carbs? I blow up like a tick. So and then can you get enough fruit and vegetables or, and there's all the frozen vegetables were gone. There's nothing in the freezers. Everything was gone. Even Brussels sprouts. I mean, the only thing, it was so funny they would show you. The only thing that's still in the supermarket is gluten-free and, all that stuff that people are like, look, no one wants to eat this garbage. It's still on the shelves.
You sound like the saddest part of a Dr. Seuss book of like, there were no ornaments, there was no ham, there was no roast beast.
Right. That's exactly what it was. I mean, for a minute there, I was almost out of food. And I said, okay, well, what I'm going to do is I'm going to go to, there's a convenience store around the corner here that has lunch meat. And I said, okay, I'm going to go buy 2 pounds of cheese, 2 pounds of roast beef, I found rye bread was there. And
I know you talked about the rye bread, and I was just like, I love rye bread.
Yeah, and so I toast rye bread. I put making sandwiches with it, but the thing was, I shouldn't have bought 2 pounds because 2 pounds is too much. Anyhow, so that's been my week is trying to adjust. And me, I was a big drive-through guy. I don't do that anymore.
Yeah.
I got a bottle of chlorine. So even with the pizza guy, I ordered the pizza. The tip is on the thing. The guy goes, I need you to sign. I said, take your finger and do a couple squiggles. I said, and I'm done. And he's like, okay. I said, just leave the box there. So then I went out. I got a bottle, which has got bleach and water in it. I the box. And then I wiped the box down with a paper towel. And then I picked the box up with the paper towels, carried them in, let them sit there and cool down. And then when I washed my hands and I took in tinfoil and tinfoiled them all up, put them in the refrigerator, put them in the freezer, took the boxes, got rid of them. And, that's how, when I get my truck, I have bleach and water in a bottle in the truck. I the steering wheel, where I get into the truck and everything. And my truck smells like the inside of a pool because all the chlorine and everything. And, I spray it down when I wash my hands. I try not to touch my face. I do all these things. And how we talked about me being a hypochondriac. Whenever I go outside, when I come in, I develop a cough. Just hand to God. I develop a cough. I'm like, why am I coughing? I don't know what's going on. Then I get working or whatever, and the cough goes away. Now, it could be because we've had such a warm winter here.
I have allergies. Every morning I've had allergies. And at that 24-hour mark, my allergy pill wears off at about 7:30 every morning. And I'm start to sniffling and cough. And I'm like, oh, God, here it comes. Wait, let me take my allergy pill.
Yeah, Brenda says it's so hard not to touch your face.
It is. Yeah,
it's like, don't touch your face. Now all you want to do is touch your face.
Yeah.
And then if I watch somebody, like I was watching somebody on an Insta story. They're on a plane. It's a wife taking a video of her husband walking in because he'd forgot something, and he's all flustered.
Oh my God, these are our horror movies now. Just the story of this.
And now he's rubbing his face with his hands.
I just touched my face, Jesus.
Don't touch your face.
I'm sorry.
So now my nose itches. What do I do now?
I know I have hair in my face, guys. I'm so glad we do this show live. For anybody listening to the audio, there was a GIF right there.
So again, it's just this whole thing of, and you see people out and kids, and like some people are like, this is just a conspiracy. We normally get the flu. And I'm like, go with God, idiots. Go out into that world. Catch that virus. If you make it, that means you can't get it again, and let's get that herd immunity going so the rest of us smart people can go out. Matter of fact, I think I even wrote a Facebook post.
Of course you did. John shoots from the hip.
Normally, I wouldn't care if the stupid people went out and did stupid things and won stupid prizes. The problem is, you're all idiots. And what happens is this virus gets on those idiots like mass transit, and it takes out the smart people.
Also, you're forgetting some of these idiots end up touching our food, and we love food. We don't want...
Right. How do I know? Like, especially the delivery guy.
Exactly.
He's going
you don't know who's touched your food.
Right. He's going to every house or every drive-through window. They're handling money. They're handing you your stuff. It's just a... And what's going to happen is that 2020 is the year of the germaphobe. They're turning us all into germaphobes.
Well, for good reason, honestly. If you guys are looking at Italy and how ahead they are of us by 2 weeks. Anyway, we're reporting on the news. We're not... I'm a former journalist. I don't want to do that again.
Right. So the thing is for me is I have to figure out how much food that I need and can I get it. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to activate my children into service. I'm drafting them. So I get on and I'm like, okay.
This is how they learn real school. This is the school of hard knocks. You got to plan your meals. We didn't have these classes in high school. So now that you're not in high school, we're going to learn how to plan our meals.
Right. So I'm going to send them a shopping list and say, okay, go in and get what you get. You know, I'm going to transfer money into their account like I would normally do. And then, just have them drop the food on the back porch.
Wave through the window.
I'll wave to him. Like, did you see the Mel Brooks' son? Did you see the video that he did?
Yeah.
He's like, if I go in there and talk to Dad and give it to him, he'll take out Rob Reiner and Dick Van Dyke. And it'll be my responsibility. I took out the whole generation of comedians.
Yeah.
And then that's basically it. And it's tough, but I don't know what else to do right now. And I do think that this is serious. And I think people don't realize how serious this is. It's more serious than the flu. And I know the flu kills more people, but what this does, the transfer rate is ridiculous. And it is in the air. In other words, it is an aerosol. So if you breathe, you have it, you breathe, it stays in the air for a while. So if I have it and I breathe, and then you walk past, and then you walk behind me, you breathe it in. So it is aerosol. People's like, oh no, it's only if they sneeze and cough. No, that's not true. That is not true.
We talked about Outbreak in our last episode, the movie Outbreak, and this was before everybody was really reporting on the seriousness of it. And I was saying that that's how I learned about viruses, and viruses can mutate, and we don't know enough about it. I mean, we're reporting on the news and I'm comparing it to Outbreak. I feel like a terrible former journalist right now. I really do. I'm like struggling with this guilt of talking about it on a podcast and like, but anyway, if you want to know how viruses work, watch Outbreak. It can mutate and be airborne.
Well,
And this is science according to a movie. I'm sorry, everybody.
well, again, so we're talking about the anxiety of this. So
Touched my face again.
That should be the title of this episode. I touched my face.
All right. I need my mug. Oh, fidgety Emily is here.
I did get food. I have been staying in. I want to go out. If you tell me I can't go out, I want to go out. If you tell me I can't stay in, I'll stay in. I'm that person.
Yeah, people have been texting me saying, you must be so happy right now. I'm like, no, I'm miserable. All of you are home and complaining about it, and you're making me realize how miserable I kind of am at home.
Right. So Jennifer says, add corned beef to your shopping list, also pastrami. Yeah, I could do some of that too.
Steaks last a while. I didn't realize how long steaks can actually last, if you can find them.
Right. And with the Instapot, you can cook frozen chicken. So you can take it out of the freezer, put it in there, and then cook it, and then you'll have it. But it's the same thing with chicken is it doesn't last as long outside. After you cook it, doesn't. You have to eat it pretty soon too. Yeah. So it takes more planning than I'm used to, especially when I never planned before. So that's where I'm at. And also trying to adjust, way too many carbs came into my life. The pizza was a good idea for an emergency. Like there's the pizza that was in the refrigerator, or as my daughter used to say, the frigidator when she was little. The pizza that was in the frigidator is all gone. The pizza in the freezer is still wrapped up. So what John's going to do is John's only going to take the pizza out of the freezer if it's necessary. That's almost like a break glass, there's no food in the house, eat frozen pizza. Yeah, I got to try to get back to eating more whole foods. When I mean whole foods, I mean one ingredient food like cucumber. What's in a cucumber? Cucumber. So basically that's what I'm trying to do.
When I went to Target yesterday, oh my gosh, it was surreal. First of all, I was covered head to toe in clothes that had been Lysoled already, and I was walking around with wipes on my hands, doing everything with wipes like they were little mittens. Every single package that, came in contact with me was wiped down and then put in the cart that I had also wiped down. And shopping, doing all of that, thank goodness I had a list because there were a lot of impulse buys of just like, I have been so good about wiping down this. We are going to get the 10-pound bag of Easter candy because you know what? We deserve Easter candy. Everybody got a little treat on that Target run yesterday that was all wiped down. But it's hard because, first of all, I also want to stay healthy. I know if I introduce junk into my diet, what if I get sick? And then I have to go to the hospital. I'm not even talking about the virus at this point. I'm saying any kind of sickness.
Yeah, what if my heart decides to go out right now and then I have to go in for a cardiac event?
Right. That's the thing that's keeping me from going into like blizzard mode of just like, okay, I got all the junk food. Let's eat it all in the 3 days until this blizzard goes away.
Yes. I'm okay on toilet paper. For some reason, I had bought too much toilet paper, so my butt is happy.
The conversation I've had the most with people right now is telling people about our bidet attachment. Mm-hmm. You can attach it to the water spigot of your toilet that's already going. I've seen them online as cheap as $35. The one we got was $35, but that was 2 years ago. And I went to look it up and it's no longer available. And they're like selling new for $125. I didn't even want to look at the used bidet prices. Thank you very much.
Used? Why would I be using a used bidet?
Used. Fair condition. No, you should be paying me to take that.
Listen, honey, I know we're strapped for cash. You know that bidet we bought for $35? We can get $125 for it.
That's true. Seriously, if I find that I don't need that bidet anymore.
Martha, get the tools. We're taking the bidet off. We're putting it up on eBay.
Don't buy used bidets, but there are bidet attachments, and I will make sure to put some links in the show notes because everyone's been asking me for links, and I'm like, I'm trying to find ones that aren't overpriced and crazy because I found one this morning for I think $35 and then one yesterday for $65. So, and now that one's sold out.
My favorite meme of this, virus apocalypse is now we know what to do with those unmatched socks. And there's a basket next to the toilet with unmatched socks and then an empty basket.
I touched my face again.
Well, okay. Once you wash your hands, I think you're allowed to touch your face.
I know. I just feel weird because I'm on camera. If I weren't on camera and I could actually see myself touching my face and then yell at myself.
Well, maybe people will notice, but I didn't notice, and I was looking at you.
Well, I'm looking at me, and now I'm noticing because we're all
okay.
So, but anyway, bidet. Yeah. So toilet paper, and you were talking about toilet paper.
Yeah. So I'm. That's okay. I'm okay with that, and and then the other part about it is it's gorgeous here now. The weather has broke, and you want to be outside. So this is what I do. I do make coffee. I have a thermos. I put the coffee in the thermos. I go outside. I go down to where the river is. I sit in the redneck limo, which is my pickup truck, or not redneck lawn chair, which is my pickup truck. I drink coffee. I listen to a podcast. I have some air blow on me. I get a little bit of sunlight. It's keeping me sane. And then you don't know what to do. You don't, like I used to go play poker one night a week. I don't do that anymore. I was trying to figure out a way to do it online. They are making things more online friendly.
Yeah.
Where you can do things from your home. I've been wanting to podcast more. Yeah. Like, in other words, I want to start I want to do another podcast besides this one. But then I know that's more work, and I don't want to go through all the work. Like, I just want to come on and talk. I don't want to do the work that's required for it.
I wasn't going to talk about this, but I've actually started streaming on Twitch just to have an outlet to talk. And I'm editing. It's not great content at all, but I've learned how to do it. And it's actually very calming while I'm editing, because even though there are people who it says people are watching, but most people are lurking. They're never going to go in the chat. They're never going to respond to you, but you kind of see that one person watching, and you're just like, okay, I have some accountability. I wasn't going to talk about that because I'm like, I don't know if this is going to be a thing I continue. It's just something that's been fun for the past half a week, and it's actually gotten me to do my work and focus. So.
Yeah, well, maybe I need that, because there's times where I'll be working and then my ADD kicks in, and then I'm off doing something else, or something. I'll hear something. My phone will ding with the news. I got to turn those notifications off.
I had to turn off my phone for a whole hour yesterday and
yes.
Set a timer to be like, you don't need your phone. You don't need to see what's going on. And in that time, I spent time with my kids, and I danced and I sang and I got crazy. And I was like, look, I can think about all the crap in the world for the other 23 hours of the day, but for just 1 hour, none of that. And it was really good. And I think I'm going to work that into my day if I can.
And then the other thing is, I've realized that I'm a really good actor, because there's a lot of times when there's a lot of anxiety going on in my life, and I just act my way through it. I just power through it. Or that's the male thing,
That's not a male thing. Moms do it. You should see moms act their way out of a paper bag.
That's true. You're right. I forgot about that. Moms do the same thing. But it just seems like, is everything okay? Yeah, everything's fine. Meanwhile, I'm looking for Lysol and spraying stuff with bleach and water and making sure I wash my hands. And then if I touch my face, I'm like, I just touched my face. And then I can wash my hands and my face, but then is it too late? It's like I said, it's crazy. Oh, and then I had a thing with my medicine. My medicine ran out. I called my doctor. My doctor says, oh, you got to come in. I said, Doc, I'm not coming in there.
No,
there's no way I'm coming in there now. I said, just refill it. He goes, well, I haven't seen you in a while. I need you to come in. I go, Doc, I'm not coming in. Either refill it or I'll go try to figure out another way to get it. And they're like, well, we can't do that. And I said, all right. So I found another doctor. I got it refilled.
Wow.
I used my boyish charm.
John, I'm so proud of you for really advocating for yourself there.
I said, I'm not coming in there. I said, I don't know who's been in there, where they've been. Well, I said, you don't. What? I said, that waiting room is a petri dish of germs and stuff. He goes, you can't be germ phobic. Doc, not only can I am. Right now I am.
Yeah.
I come in to get medicine so to keep me healthy, and then I get the virus. What? That doesn't even make any sense. So yeah, I use my boyish charm, talk to another doctor. He says, yeah, I'll give you a 30-day. And then he says, you do need to come and see me. I go, I will. No problem. Give me 30 days and I'll come in. So,
Yeah.
I mean, it's just, and that's the part you have to do. Like, also my pharmacy's a drive-through, which is nice. I don't have to go into the pharmacy because you know who's in pharmacies? Sick people.
I think about that all the time when I used to go in there all the time in college for everything. My friend and I would just spend hours in CVS wandering around. Most likely I'm immune to a lot of stuff.
And then when I'm anxious, I'm hungry.
Oh, that's the other thing. There was a meme in our group that was hilarious where someone's like, I could either get out of here 50 pounds lighter or 100 pounds heavier. Only
Right.
time will tell. And seriously, that's in my mind all the time because I'm stress eating, but I'm doing so in my window.
Just trying. What song is that? It's the Come Into My Window? What song is that?
Oh,
Can't think of it.
Melissa Etheridge?
Yes.
Come to my window.
Yeah. Alyssa says, I hope everyone is hanging in there. I don't know. Are we? What choice do we have?
Yeah, we're doing it. We're doing what, I did see another meme that I really like. I honestly love expressing how I feel through memes right now. So don't mind me if I'm just posting memes. But there was one that's like, our grandparents were called to war. We're called to sit on the couch.
That's true.
We are called to just sit there.
Yeah, Alyssa, she's in here and she works from home too. So I guess life kind of hasn't changed.
The thing is, it has. I mean, I just feel the shift. Because the other thing, we're also watching a lot of our friends worried about what's going to happen in the economy.
Yeah, that's true too. We both have friends in the industry. Some have not lost one job, two. He was a radio DJ and he was a bartender.
Mm-hmm.
Well, the advertising went away. They get rid of the DJ. The bar closed because they're not allowed to be open. He lost his bartending job. So, I mean, again, I should feel, you know what? I need to do that gratitude thing that you do.
We do need more gratitude. Gratitude is the attitude.
There you go. Gratitude is the attitude. I like that. I like that as a title for this episode.
Gratitude is the attitude. It might have been the title of an episode we've already done. I feel like that's something I would have put, but I'll see. I'll see if it is.
Right. Because first of all, I'm a doom and gloomer in a way. I go to doom and gloom. I don't go to gratitude. Like I don't go to what's positive. And I need to do that. And I need to say, okay, well, it's so crazy. After we get out of here, or when we get done here, I got to try to figure out how to get some more groceries. Now, don't get me wrong. I have food here that I can eat, but I mean, it's only like 3 or 4 days. And they say get 2 weeks worth of food. Well, as a single person living at home, it goes bad. Yeah. And that's where I'm trying to, and I'm not, of course I could stock up on pasta. That doesn't go bad. Cans of tuna fish. I guess that would, there is ways of doing it.
3 years ago, Emily would have been so happy and not had a care in the world. And now we care about our health.
Right. Before I would have said, oh, okay, look, pasta.
Yeah. I would have
been a case of pasta in here. There would have been a case of stuff in there. I'm fine. No problem.
But no, we had to start a podcast and become more health conscious. Past Emily, your choices.
Yeah, I said this country will be okay until they shut down the liquor stores. Once they shut down the liquor stores, then it's all hands on deck.
Yeah, well, one of the things that I'm working with is lowering my expectations. And that's been hard for me to deal with even before all of this. But right now, I'm realizing that I need to lower my expectations of other people and lower my expectations of myself and try to simplify as much as possible.
Ooh.
Yeah.
Lower your See here, I like listen, I don't think I can lower my expectations of myself any lower, but I do think that maybe I can lower my expectations of others because they're all going through this together.
Yeah, that's a big thing. Even though, hashtag hate to wait did it first, but we understand for the greater good, we will give you our catchphrase. Not our catchphrase. It's probably from High School Musical more than us. So
because, is that what it is? Oh, okay. So for me, it's, everybody's on edge. And then when somebody does something that gets under your skin, normally you would let this go, but now you're on edge and you lash out.
We're very reactive right now.
Yeah, we are twitchy.
Everybody's on it. You're seeing a lot more celebrities step out of line on Twitter and go a little bit too far. And when they backtrack, it's not like, oh, I had a bad day. It's more like, I'm sorry. I don't know. I don't know why I said that. I'm sorry.
I think that you got to give everybody grace. It's funny because, and I'm going to pick on my gal Sam. So a lot of times Sam will say to me, did you do this? Did you send this to so-and-so? Did you do this? And I'm like, what? Who are you talking to here? Especially like with the audio stuff. Like she'll say, did you send a link to Lisa? I'm like, of course I sent it. Do you think this is my first rodeo? And then she'll go, Jersey, I don't need this right now. I'm like, okay. I just understand what this.
Yeah, and watch out for that from other people, because I find myself doing that to my husband more. We're so on edge that we're worried that other people are going to drop the ball, and all of a sudden, like, our world is going to come crashing down because we've delegated something, and many of us are control freaks, and we're very much like, I have to do this myself. And so that's some of the things with lowering expectations. Like, okay, if the dishwasher is not emptied as soon as I wake up in the morning, it's not a big deal.
And Samantha's a manager by trade, so that's what she does. I mean, that's her first go-to, is to make sure everything is, she's double checking, you know what I mean? She's making sure. She's not insulting me. She's not insulting my intelligence because, it's the other day. I'm going to do it here too. The other day, she was like, did you send it to Lisa? And I was like, I don't know. Should I send it to Lisa? Jersey, stop that. So, yeah, I guess you got to be kind and give everybody grace in this time. We're all twitchy. This is not, I say this to my kids. This is nothing that I went through. Your grandparents never went through this. This is something brand new. And
well, maybe 1918 during the influenza.
I don't know too many people that are around from 1918. They'd be over 100 years old. I mean, 102. If they were born in 1918. So do they even remember? I mean...
Oh, 1918 in my head is still like, I'm in the 1990s forever, so...
Yeah, no, anybody from 1918 is gone.
Yeah.
And if they're not gone, this virus will take them out.
I was hoping you wouldn't make the joke, but I saw it coming. I saw it on the shelf. I saw your hand reach up for it and knew it was going to go.
You know me. I love that low-hanging fruit. So...
Yeah. We're also going through potty training, and I did not start this. He did. My son, who just finally went to his big boy bed, he's now potty training and decided this is the week to try. And thank God I bought that 10-pound bag of candy. Oh, I've seen so many wonderful homeschooling memes that make me forget mom guilt. Like, you guys know Common Core? Yeah. Homeschool moms are going to teach how to carry the one again. Sorry, teachers.
What's wrong with carrying the one? We've been carrying the one forever. So we don't carry the one, but we make this thing where it's like 15. I always say Common Core to me is like, if you're going to go to your neighbors, you go around the block to go to your neighbors. That's Common Core to me.
It's just a different language, but you're just not...
It's not faster.
It's not translating well to people who know the original language. It's harder to kind of figure out.
I get so, when people are like, you have to teach it. Matter of fact, I remember back in the day when I went to Common Core and they say this, I'm like, this is the stupidest thing I've ever seen. You're actually teaching my kids this? What are you doing?
Yeah.
Do I have to take my kids out of here? Who decided to do, what nitwit decided to do this?
I saw one, speaking of giving grace, I saw one principal from California, and he sent a letter home to parents being like, hey, we know you guys want to try, but now is the time for cuddles, hugs, reading your favorite book. Go ahead. We don't know what's coming. There might be something scary on the news that you're going to have to explain to your kid. And the last thing we want is for you to have to explain that after you've already tried to do Common Core math, to that effect. And I'm like, thank you. Thank you for that principal saying that. I want more
of that.
Yeah. I don't want to complain about it anymore.
Okay.
Everybody's living through it. We want to uplift people.
Do we? Okay.
We do. We sure do. So we're going to lower our expectations of ourselves and others.
All right. Do we want to do some Winning Wednesdays?
Let's do that, because we have Winning Wednesdays. I'm so happy that people are still coming into our group.
Wednesday.
Sorry.
It's okay.
But the button's a little twitchy.
I know. I'm talkity today.
No, I went to just put my finger on it and went off. I wasn't even ready, I wasn't even trying to press it. I just set my finger there to be ready. At the ready,
At the ready. Told you, John shoots from the hip.
I fat fingered the button, and the next thing you know, I interrupted. I'm leaving this in.
I know you are. It's precious.
All right, I'm sorry. So
We're
yeah, let's
good.
get this. Let's get some Winning Wednesdays.
Yeah.
Winning Wednesday, Winning Wednesday, Winning Wednesday, Winning Wednesday, Wednesday.
So, as always, our first Winning Wednesday is Ingrid, who lost 2 pounds of the weight she gained. Yay!
Teresa, I finished my latest strength training program and doing a recovery week of walking outside. Also, Non-Scale pulled off the annual Voodoo group photo, a tribute to Jim Henson.
Yeah.
And she's got a picture. If you're in the group, she's got a picture, and it's amazing.
Yeah, her little voodoods are little clay figures she makes. She makes one a day leading up to her birthday every year. And she displays them at the end, like that iconic picture of Jim Henson with all of his puppets around him. And it's so sweet to watch her do the photo shoot. She's so excited. It's great.
So talented.
Yeah,
It's amazing.
Erica hasn't started drinking yet? ? 10:30 a.m. Just finished an hour of schoolwork with my kids. I was never meant to homeschool. God help me. #quarantine 2020.
Deborah says, lost 4 pounds this week.
Woo! Sarah, as much as I want to eat out of anxiousness, I've stayed within my window. Woohoo!
And my Samantha says, flat for this week, but still entering my food every day, trying hard not to self-soothe with snacks.
Oh, yeah. And Julie is walking 3 miles a day. That's wonderful, Julie.
Yeah, it is. Yeah, because it's about all we have left is
Yeah.
walking.
Great. Great. Wonderful. You know what? There's going to be a post coming up. I talked about it in last week's episode, but there's going to be a post coming up in the group asking for your favorite wellness and health related podcasts, because as much as we love that you listen to us, we want you to be healthy even when you're not listening to us right now.
Yeah, you got look, we have plenty of time now.
We sure do.
So, if you want to listen to other, we would
And let us know what you have. We talked about a few of them last week. But yeah.
Yeah, Talking Fat with Jonathan and Jonathan Oakes and Jen Briney is a good one. I listen to that every week.
Yep.
Myself, I listen to it.
Logical Weight Loss with our buddy Dave
Logical
Jackson.
Weight with Dave Jackson. Yep, they're the two.
Wellness While Walking. That's the walking one that we do.
I haven't done that one because I don't walk.
And I also listen to the Intermittent Fasting podcast. And if you're really interested in learning more about intermittent fasting, which is what I do, that's a great podcast to start off with. It's actually one that I do tell people, start with the earlier episodes. The audio isn't great, but the information in those earlier episodes is a really good baseline to get you started.
All right. Well, you know what that means.
Mm-hmm.
Ladies and gentlemen, now is the time for the moment you have all been waiting for. It's time for the weigh-in.
Let's see. It's an odd week, so I go first. I am down 1 pound.
Wow.
Yeah.
That's amazing.
It is, and I think a lot of it had to do yesterday with I wasn't in the mood to eat. Like I actually went shopping and I got to the point of just looking at my kitchen and being like, I can't decide what to eat. I'm just going to make something and eat it until I'm full and then walk away for the day because it was crap. But there are other days where I do try to eat a little healthier. So I'm really just trying to get a balance. I'm not trying to go nuts every single day, but just trying to keep a balance going.
I wish I had that. I wish I would like to catch that kind of virus that would make my appetite go away. Because, we've talked about this earlier. I've been kind of eating food that I've been adding to a lot of calories. I really haven't been eating, there's not fast food.
Mm-hmm.
I haven't been eating fast food, but I've been eating other food. And this week I'm up 7 pounds and I'm like, ugh. I was like, damn it. But I think it's just adjusting. And it also might be because of, adding the carbs, the rye bread, the pizza.
Mhm.
Not a lot. I didn't think it was a lot. I mean, I've been basically staying within calorie range.
Now, what about the whooshy pill you take?
Yeah, I got the whooshy pill. I'm back
Still
in the
doing the
whooshy
whooshy
pill.
pill.
Yeah. So I think that if if I hadn't have had the whooshy pill, it would be even worse. I mean, the week that that I gained the 20, I think that was mostly water weight. But this one makes me a little nervous because I've been eating probably bigger meals. I really have to kind of ratchet it down a little bit. I mean, I think the other day I was in there and I was like, "Ooh, Scrapple." So I bought Scrapple, and if no one knows what Scrapple is, it's an East Coast, it's actually
It's a Jersey, Philadelphia thing.
Yeah, New Jersey, Philadelphia, Delaware, Maryland. I heard.
Yeah.
Yeah, it's that whole area,
Yeah.
and it's there's crap in the word.
Sounds
So
delicious, though.
It's scrap. It's all the scraps, and they grind it all up, and they put some stuff in it, and I love it.
It's like eggs and sausage, right? And bacon.
I like I fried it up and I had eggs and I make them sunny side up and then you cut them all together and you mix them all together kind of like a hash. And I ate it with rye toast and it was amazing. So and probably I've been soothing with food. I mean it's my go-to thing. So I got to get back into this. I did run out of the meal replacement drinks. So I'm out of those. So I can't use them anymore. I have to get to Walmart and get some more of them, or I have to send the kids out. All right, you go to Walmart, you get my drinks, and you go to this place and get me a rotisserie chicken. All right. So let's see if that works out. Yeah. I don't want to go out to the supermarket. I really don't want to go out in that environment right now. Not yet. I want some, I'm in for at least 2 weeks.
I mean, here's the thing. When I went to Target yesterday, it was dead. There was definitely more than 6 feet between me and everybody, to the point where I actually danced in the aisles because nobody was around and I had to put on music because it was just deathly quiet. And I was like, you know what? I'm going to put on music and I'm going to shake my little butt because no one's around to watch me. And if the security camera guy is, hello, here's your show for the day.
Hello.
Hello.
Next thing you know, you see on TikTok Emily in the aisle dancing on the security camera.
I was thinking that. I'm like, if he wants to put this on the internet, good. It'll bring people joy to watch me with my wipes, grab my bread and throw it into I really did throw it into my cart like a ballroom dance and do a little twirl in the aisle. I'm like, nobody is around. Oh my gosh.
That is too funny.
But everybody is so somber. And I understand. I really understand it. But yeah, going to Target yesterday, they are also wiping down so many surfaces as you're going. It's funny. I was just going up an aisle and I see this woman with a whole cart and they're even telling me, oh, this is stuff you can't get in the stores. This is really industrial size. Like, this will kill anything. And I'm just moving my produce along.
Get away from that.
I know. Thank goodness the produce, though. I bought a cucumber and it was on a plastic tray inside a plastic container. And I'm like, I'm also going to be washing this sucker. But
yeah. Well,
thank you. Thank you for the extra packaging.
Greta Thunberg. How dare you? You're ruining my childhood with your extra packaging. Your plastic packaging.
Honestly,
hey, listen,
yeah.
We're trying not to catch the virus here. All us boomers we're running for our lives. Some of us believe this is just a media conspiracy to get rid of the president. Whatever. Pick your poison. We'll see who's right.
Please just wash your hands. Don't go out if you don't have to. That's all I care about. John can have all the opinions he wants. The opinions
They're
expressed.
not my opinions. I didn't say they were my opinions. I'm just saying there's opinions out there. They're not mine.
Okay.
I saw a podcast last night. And I was listening to a podcast last night, and that's basically what they're saying. I was like, well, are you kidding me? So let me get this straight. Italy, all these countries are they're going through all this just to get rid of the president. I think you're a little off. So, like I said, I'm hunkered down. I'm cleaning.
Yeah.
I'm wiping.
Yeah.
And I'm sending the troops out. Listen, I've taken care of you guys for 21 years on down. Daddy needs some help. Get out there. All right. And like I said, we are going to talk about some upcoming things that might be in the works for the show.
Yeah,
I was kind of excited about it.
We're talking
I got
about
excited about it. And then I talked to Emily, and I think I scared her off.
No, you didn't scare me off. But no, we talked about. Here's the thing. I honestly realized I cannot make decisions on the fly. You were like, let's talk about it on the show. And I'm like, no, I'll get pressured to make a decision when I'm not yet ready to.
Okay.
This
all
is
right.
why I actually had a fear my entire life of a public engagement and having to say no to somebody in public. That was a fear I had until I was just like, okay, yep, I am going to marry Mark. And he did it in our apartment by ourselves. Like, yeah. I never want to say no to people. And if I'm put on the spot, I feel like I'll say yes. So I want time to ruminate.
Okay, fine. But I'm going to have to task you to start saying no to people because it gets easier the more you do it.
I know. That's me lowering expectations, including of myself.
All right, everyone. Well, thank you for joining us. We have 5 people in here. I thought maybe we'd have more because, everybody was home, maybe looking for something to do and wanted to watch it live one time.
Honestly, I don't know the mood right now. It's a little different when people are home on Thanksgiving and they're like happy to be with their family and they don't really have plans right now. Everybody is planning. We're all in kind of planning phase and also in reactive phase. We're trying to plan ahead and then also being like, oh my God, planning takes so much work. Let me just go online. And then we're such a raw nerve at that point that going online, the thing that used to lower our stress, stresses us out even more. So
I guess that's true. All right, so people in the group, let's keep the memes going.
Yeah.
They're fun to watch.
let's keep it positive in here. John and I have
always
been
do.
doing live streams lately. It's been awesome. If you guys, I actually really enjoyed live streaming my yoga the other day and having my toddler climb all over me.
Here's another thing. I watched that and I was like, I can't believe you haven't fallen on him or he hasn't knocked you over yet.
No, we're actually weirdly good. Like I can sense where he is on me and I can adjust myself accordingly.
It's almost like doing goat yoga.
It's goat yoga with a kid. Somebody made the joke in the group when they saw it. It's like it's doing goat yoga with a kid.
That is too funny. Yep. So, all right. So, anyway, if you're listening to this podcast and you would like to join our group, it's easy to do. Go to hatethewait.com/Facebook. Join our group. We'd love to have you. All right. Let's do this for another week. What do you say, Emily?
Yeah. We are wishing everybody right now good coping, happy coping. We don't know.
Yeah, happy coping day.
Happy coping day.
All right. We'll talk to you later.
Later, waiters.